Hey guys, happy Tuesday. Emily here. So excited to share with you guys today. I'm sorry I'm a little bit late. It has been a busy work day. I've had almost every call just cram full today and running over. So my apologies, but I'm super excited with the info I would like to share with you guys today. But before I get started in sharing the number one reason why I believe you may be stuck and what to do about it, I'd like to ask you a question. No matter what kind of business you're in home-based, direct sales, network marketing, MLM, anything that you might be in, have you ever stopped sharing your business or opportunity for fear of judgment, or because you already feel the rejection? Or have you even not shared because of it, or have you shared and then been rejected, right? So we tend to do both of those things. And no judgment here. It's simply stating a fact, because I feel like the number one objection that we hear as far as, joining your team or your business, or your opportunity, or whatever that is that people feel fear of rejection. It's got to be one of the number one reasons why people either don't join you or don't share, or maybe even yourself, right? And I'm going to share with you guys why I believe that a little bit, and also what can you do about it, how you can recognize it in yourself and maybe in your team, and then what you can do to move beyond that to help you, because identifying clearly is the first step. If you're new to the page, welcome. I'm Emily Smiley, and it is my passion to help online entrepreneurs and digital marketers to expand their skill set and business online, learning and leveraging online skills that change all the time. So welcome. All right, you guys. So the word, or the number one thing that I feel that keeps people stuck, is, in one word, fear. And I would go so far as to say fear of judgment or fear of rejection. Why do people do that? I think a lot of times, how many of you guys have met the rejection of, I don't want to feel spammy, or I don't want to feel salesy, or how can I be an entrepreneur, or who am I to know this or share this, right? They're already turning inwardly into their own lack of self-confidence. Now, there's a few reasons for that, but there's also a few cures for that, and I'm going to delve into each one individually. But a lot of times it's lack of confidence, and the opposite of that would be to educate, right? A lot of times when you feel more educated, you feel more confident in whatever it is that you're sharing. Now, a lot of the reason why people feel this way, I believe, that fear, it can come from maybe how you grew up. It might be your parents, how you were raised. It could be your schooling, right? Like, we as a mass and a society in general are taught to follow the masses, right? To go to school, to get an education, to do these certain steps. And we as entrepreneurs, we kind of have the tenacity to step outside that mass and say, I'm an entrepreneur. I give myself the right to own my business. But a lot of people stumble with that first step. Maybe they aren't a true entrepreneur. Maybe they don't have that mindset. Maybe they don't have that education. Oh, thanks for the love. Let me know when you're hopping on. I see you guys hopping on. Say hi. And hopefully this is valuable for you guys, because I literally speak to people every day who are like, well, I can't get anyone, to join me. They don't want to, whatever that is. And that is coming from a place of fear, right? Whether it's fear of rejection, sometimes it's fear of failure, but sometimes it's fear of success as well. So the first thing is to identify, are those people afraid? And a lot of times they will come up against a rejection. There will be objects in the road that are going to keep them from moving forward in their business. Sometimes for them, those objections, unfortunately, may be their parents or their teachers or their family. I hear a lot in the online space, people talk about creepers all the time, right? Like, they get on this page, they get on anything. I don't want to go public on my profile because what if there's like creepers out there? There are, and they're going to stalk your page. There's this great button called hide and block, and they're amazing. Why are we letting them keep us stuck or from moving forward? Because we're worried about, whatever that is that this person may or may not say, right? As an entrepreneur, you have to be truly different. And that matters. Now, When you choose to build your business online, this is game changing. Excuse me, choking on my words here. When you choose to build online, a lot of people get that rejection or that fear of rejection when they raise their hand to identify that they again want to do something different. And I definitely have felt this way myself. In my company, it was like, okay, I love this company, I love network marketing, whatever this entails. I want to do different. And when they don't know what to do with you, or they don't understand the road or the map, you know, they can say all day, oh yeah, however you want to build or whatever, right? But you still feel that rejection or that judgment or that, and their opinion matters to you. So I get it. But what you have to do is educate yourself and decide, who are you going to listen to? And that is mainly why I started this page, because I wanted that for myself. I needed someone different to listen to who said, hey girl, like, you can stop sending hey girl messages. You can stop copy and pasting. You can stop hustling 24/7. You can stop trying to recruit and prospect when you're running errands and you're out in your daily life, and you can do it differently. So I would encourage you to, if you feel or you recognize, yes, I have this fear of failure. Yes, I have this fear of rejection. Yes, I felt this way with my friends or my family or my upline or whoever it may be, my company. I would say and encourage you to change who it is that you're listening to. Now, the internet is like 25 years old now. It is not going anywhere. Now, I am totally giving props to people who built their small business or their home business or their direct sales or their network marketing or the MLM, whatever it may be, if you built it old school. Total props. However, that is not how I wanted to build. And first of all, you have to say to yourself, that's okay. And you have to be your own cheerleader. And then what did I do? I set out to learn different. And I started listening to different people to learn different ways. And it was mind-blowing, y'all. And what's really cool is when you get results. And what's even cooler is when you help other people get results, doing the same thing that you've learned to do. Now, even though those people built old school, and that may still work, there are many, many ways to build. This is not a right or wrong. So please don't misunderstand me. I'm not telling you there's a right way to build and there's a wrong way to build. I'm telling you what I desire to build, why I share this with you, why I built this page, and why it matters. If you want to build online, that's great, because the internet is not going anywhere. So it makes sense with so many people. The internet has never been more like, our society is always on the internet. You're almost always plugged in. Now, I was away this weekend in the mountains and I wasn't plugged in then, which was awesome. But playing catch up today, right? So most of the time, I'll change that. You know, every house usually has internet, right? You've changed who you're listening to. Take advantage of it. There are still so many teams and companies teaching the duplication that they need to reach out to every single person that they've learned or known about since second grade. I get them every single day. It has become my new passion to really help educate, and that is the educator in me, I recognize that, in helping them learn that there is a much more effective way. Because even though those hey girl messages or those copy and paste messages or those friend requests, those may have worked 5 years ago, maybe even 2018, maybe they even worked for them 2019. But how many people are you turning off in the process of maybe a few orders? And what happens when you get to the end of that warm market? How can you? You're like, okay, I recognize that I have had the fear. I've recognized that I've felt this, judgment from people. I would say that that is probably stemming from building old school. Even when I started building news, like online, I was super fearful of what my traditional mentors would think. And I don't consider myself one that really cares what anyone thinks, right? I'm very good at like staying true to myself and just shoot it straight, right? But at the same time, you respect those people. So you might be saying, hey, that's all great and dandy, but this is what my company is teaching me. This is what my mentor is teaching me. This is what my upline is teaching me. Look, I'm not saying to change companies. I'm not saying that may be an option down the road. It may not. I've been there making that decision. How do I want to build and who do I want to align myself with? I'm not saying that, but at some point you need to give yourself enough credit to say the internet is not going anywhere. The strategies are constantly changing and I desire to be effective. Now, when I say that, take advantage because we're so lucky. All you have to do online is get your message out there and connect with people. And you used to have to build a business. You used to have to work in the weekends and nights. If you were like back when I was teaching full time, right? So I would teach and then I would go to the gym and then I would work part-time at night. Those were the only two jobs that I could figure out how to put together. The awesome thing about building your business online is it doesn't matter because you can connect with people in all kinds of time zones all over the world anytime you want. So if this is starting as a side hustle, which it is for most people, then you're able to hand them the tools and the strategies for building online in their spare time instead of constantly having to do very time-consuming tasks such as hosting live events or home parties or copy and pasting 100 people to get one order maybe, and then have you really expanded your market, and then you're constantly like chasing people and you're spending all your time prospecting and chasing people instead of the other way around, right? This will absolutely keep you stuck. Now, some people come in and it depends on their war market. They're able to take off really fast. Some people get further than others, but eventually it levels out. So my thing was I wanted to build my foundation very firmly in the skill sets for what it would take. So it doesn't matter what the trends are. It doesn't matter, what the social media platform is. I'm not solely dependent on Facebook. I'm not solely dependent on Instagram. I'm not solely dependent on Twitter. I'm not solely dependent on my company. Why? Because I have chosen to take the reins back from those, allow myself to build my own personal brand and business online in the ways that I desire. And how do I do that? I do that by getting my content and sharing value with you guys. All right, I got a little off topic, right? But don't get lost in the weeds. Don't get lost with the shiny object syndrome. A lot of people, and I've made this mistake when you say you want to build online, they're like, well, I'm posting. Okay, but where are you posting? Are you posting from a place of posture or are you posting from a place of desperation? Because the average marketer is on social media to promote. What do you do when your sole purpose is on there to post and promote? You're going to turn your audience away. Your audience is smart and they can read the desperation and the intent behind your message. You might say like, oh, no worries or whatever, but they sense the intent behind it. And that changes your posting. Instead, what if you just gave your content out there expecting nothing in return, right? What if you just gave and gave and gave and gave and gave, right? I've heard it said like guilt people into doing business with you. Why? Because you're adding so much valuable content that people will return to you because of the value that you have given them. Then when you do have an offer, opportunity, a sale, you don't feel guilty at all for pitching that to them because you've already been so super helpful for helping them. Does that make sense? I hope that's valuable for you guys. So you can't get lost in the techie stuff or the detail or do I do a blog or do I do that? Listen, what is it that you're good at? Now, video is super hot right now just because it's the easiest way to consume content. It's the easiest way to put out content and it's the number one thing right now on Facebook and social media, especially with the Insta micro stories, that's being promoted. But you might say, hey, I write better, or hey, I do video better, or whatever it is, get your information out there. So when I used to work in the gym, I used to do like free promotional, right? Like you do an hour with a person, and my goal wasn't to get clients. It was for that person, by the time they left, to write them up a program to get them started for where they were at and where they said that they wanted to go. I honestly, and I didn't even know what I was doing at the time, really wanted to help whoever that was that got their free hour. I wanted them to get the most out of their free intro hour as I possibly could. And did it take time? Yes. But I eventually went from literally needing to get bread and butter like regular clients to a waiting list and having tripled what I charged, almost more than tripled, quadrupled what I charged because I was able to do that and I only had so much time. Now that was before like everyone was promoting on social media or on the internet. So imagine how much more effective that could be when you automate some of the things that you're repetitive about, or getting your message to a broader audience instead of how I was doing it, which was sharing one person with one person. But what happened was that person saw that I cared, that I was a human being, and that I wasn't trying to sell them anything. I'm like, look, if you need extra help, I would suggest that you get a trainer, especially if you're new to the gym, just so you don't get hurt, right? But if you can't, I understand. Here is what you can do to get you started with where you're at. And people appreciate that. It is not rocket science. All you need to do is help your people, grow your audience. There is no right way. However, there is the roadmap that I followed within our community that does show the skill sets, because it doesn't matter where you apply those skill sets, they're still effective in building that foundation like we were talking about for moving your business forward and sustaining it on the internet for the long haul, not just with the current trend of whatever is the hottest right now. Hey, when you're popping on, say, hey, I'd love to hear from you. So stay in your lane with what you're good at, right? Don't think that you need to get all techie. What is it that you're good at? What message are you conveying? What are you passionate about, right? Then go public with it. There's still so many people, I'm literally talking them into like going public on their profile page. If you don't want to make a business page for whatever business it is that you're promoting, you need to go public. If you don't want all your posts public, or you like post a picture of your kids, you don't want it, there's a little setting in the 3 dots and you hit it and you can edit the privacy and make it to where only you or only your family or only your contacts or only whatever, however you want to make it. And then make the other ones public. Also, when you make your posts public, and if they really are adding value for your audience, guess what's going to happen? It adds that share button down there. And every time people share your content, that is giving you, or Facebook going, oh, that person is adding value. People want to hear more from them. So they literally show more stuff, show more people your stuff. So it's super important to get your message out there. It doesn't matter how. Stay in your lane. Just put value out there, right? Don't just say, oh, I'm not going to build on social media, or I'm afraid because there may be creepers out there, or there may be this, or there's that fear, right? Creeping in. Because at the end of the day, you want to do what makes you happy and results in your business. Now, I can get all on a whole nother tangent about what results are. There's a lot of people pitching numbers out there, and I just think that that's wrong. Success looks very different for different people. Some people, don't care about the stuff, right? For me, I just wanted the time freedom and I wanted the financial freedom to be home with my kids. I've already achieved that. Now, am I continuing to up level? Abso-freaking-lutely. And I love helping other people, which for me is more like internally rewarding to help the next person behind me grow in their business skills online. That literally makes me happy. Why? Well, I'm a teacher. I'm motivated by teaching others and turning around, right? Learn, do, teach. So what I do. But what you do, you need to do, right? I hate it when my kids say, you do you, boo, right? But it's kind of true. What is it in your business? And you do you, right? Don't worry that your upline is telling you something different. If it doesn't resonate with you, if it feels icky, if it feels salesy, if it feels inauthentic, if it feels like, you're just getting rejected, bam, 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 right? I was on a couple of calls today where they were just like, yeah, in the very beginning, I didn't want to build that way, but then I really want my business to do well. So my upline is just telling me like, oh, this is how you just do it. You just copy and paste these, or you just write out your list of 100 and you literally contact people. And they're not really showing them the process of how to do that or how to do that effectively. And people just get lost in the shuffle. And there's no judgment from me. It's just like, there's such a better way that you can do that. You build, you get the audience, right? Now, it doesn't matter if you're doing it on your personal or they're paid or both, which is what I suggest. But when you post, stop worrying about what content is out there. Stop worrying about who is going to see it. Stop worrying about, your dad who thinks that it's weird that you're in this network marketing thing, or that you're in this MLM or your home-based business, right? They don't pay your bills. And I know that this is easier said than done. But a lot of times what will get you out of that fear is who you choose to listen to. Because when you're listening to people who say, yes, I get it. I get that when you first joined, it felt icky to like chase around your friends and your family. I get that you felt salesy. I get that you felt that way. And how you felt in the very beginning is exactly how your audience is feeling when you're chasing them around, right? So don't worry when you're adding value, you literally have already taken that off of your shoulders because you're just out there to share your life, to share what you live, to share what you're doing, right? And those tactics are, and I do say tactics, are constantly changing in how you can do that, in how to attract people to you. And hopefully I'll share some of those tomorrow because I've got lots I can share. But my point today is if you feel like that fear is keeping you stuck, change who you're listening to. Add value in your, however it is you're posting, video, writing it, whatever you do best, stay in your lane and share what you do in your passion because that will read through. So think about why you started in the very beginning, right? I was on a call midday today and he was like, well, I really, really, really love my products. I'm like, yes, but why did you really? Oh, because they solved all of this. That's what you share with your audience. You give the value and you don't ask for anything for that, right? You give, then ask, right? And it is asking them, not expecting the sale. And when you flip-flop that from promote, I want a sale, where people read that and they know that's from a selfish place, and you change it into growing your audience and adding value. Oh, by the way, I do have this option if you're interested. It literally changes to where people will be attracted to you because your audience absolutely knows the difference. So don't be selfish in your business. It's not about you. It's about them. And it feels different for you. It feels more authentic for you. I literally had someone today tell me it's so freeing to change how you do business this way. And it's not that much of a shift. It's really not. She's still doing all of the same things. It's just where is she? She's positioned herself differently. She's postured herself differently. And her audience understands that, and she is already getting results, which is amazing. All right? So remember, give. Take your piece of the internet. Look, it's not a get rich quick, right? It's not. And anybody that tells you different is probably lying. There's a skill set involved, right? Don't do it backwards. Make sure that you learn the roadmap. There's no right way, but there's definitely some tools and some skill sets that need to be involved. Be you, be authentic, establish those relationships. And maybe I'll talk about that in another live because someone was asking about that today. Well, how do I get relationships when I'm building online? Well, lives are one of them, right? I get to talk to a lot of people after that. All right. Then when you offer what you know, it makes total sense, just like I shared about the gym experience, right? So it's my hope to educate you to do better in your business, to posture yourself different so that you can stand out from the masses. I really want you to succeed forward in your business and not just be with the masses. You don't want to be with the masses because 97% of home-based business, small businesses don't succeed. So what is it that you need to do differently to position and posture yourself, to learn those skill sets, to promote and market yourself different, to be the 3%? And a lot of that is allowing yourself who you're listening who you're listening to, just like I made that decision, right? I'm going to build online. I made this statement. I made this commitment. Who are you listening to? Who are you learning from? And then being different in how you're promoting, right? So that you can learn, so that you can grow, so that you can change. I hope this helped educate you guys. I hope it motivated you. I hope it inspired you in some small way in your business. Listen, I spend a lot of my days hopping on video chats to connect with people in their business and where they are at and what they desire and moving forward, especially in building online. If you still feel like you listened today and you're like, hey, this was super helpful, this resonated with me, this is exactly how I want to build my business, I'd love to connect with you. That option is there. Reach out, drop below here, like video chat if that's something that you're interested in, and I will message you. You can also reach out via Messenger if you don't want to leave it in the comments below. And I will message you back. I would love to speak with you about how to use attraction marketing to get people to come to you, to hear about what it is that you offer so that you're not constantly having that fear of rejection because you're only promoting. Instead, you've switched that mindset to where you're adding and giving value. All right. So what does that look like for you? What does that look like inside your business? What is that worth to you? In that freeing, I just felt like so free that I could put my business down and I could run errands stress-free, and I could have real authentic relationships stress-free. I have more time because I'm able to automate some of those things. Now, I will say those are more advanced strategies, but there's a couple of simple things that you can do in your business to completely get yourself out of that fear of failure and that fear of rejection and that fear, that one word that's keeping you so stuck, and listening to someone different and learning and growing and being different inside your business. All right, I hope you guys found that super helpful. If you're watching this on the replay, put #replay. If this was valuable, if you got some valuable content, please let me know. I love the feedback. I'm such a teacher, right? I like that feedback. So let me know if you had a takeaway from this, or if there was something that you had an aha moment, or maybe even what you're struggling in within your business as far as building online. I'd love to see if I can help you find a solution for that, because that is what I offer. I offer to help solve a problem in helping you build online. All right, you guys, I will see you tomorrow for the next Facebook Live and tips. I hope you guys found this helpful, and I will see you then. Have a great day. Bye.